we're not going to give any kind of formal proof of the product rule, but it's so unintuitive, it might be worthwhile to at least try to understand where it's coming from. Let's give a brief kind of geometric argument to try to illustrate where this formula comes from. Remember that the derivative is a rate of change. So let's suppose we have a function f of x, and we have a function g of x, and the area of this rectangle is f of x times g of x. And you change x very slightly. That changes g of x slightly, and it changes f of x slightly. And then, of course, this and this together have the property that it changes f of x times g of x slightly. And how much does it change g of x? Well, approximately by the rate of change of g of x. How much does it change f of x? Well, approximately by the rate of change of f of x. And how much does it change f times g? Approximately by the rate of change of f times g. So if we're looking for this derivative, we're asking how this area changes. Now, we've changed f of x and g of x slightly just for the sake of drawing this picture. Suppose that when we increase x a little, f and g both increase. And they increase by approximately the derivative of f and the derivative of g. And you're looking for this rate of change, the rate of change of this area. In other words, you're looking for this area out here. And this is G prime times f of x. And this is f prime times g of x. And here's the quotient rule. Here's the product rule. But haven't I forgotten something, you ask? What about that area up there? This comes back to the assumption that we're not changing x very much at all here. So all of these rates of change are extremely small. Remember that ultimately you're taking limits as these intervals go to 0. So you're changing x a very small amount. And that makes this very small and this very small. And if f prime is a very small, and g prime is very small, then f prime times g prime, this area up here, this is so small. Let's see if I can get this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is so small that we can get away with just ignoring it, which is why an f prime times g prime, this very, very insignificant area, doesn't show up in the product rule.